One daring night, a silent thief stole a dragon's egg. In that single act, a powerful relic that once guarded the kingdom was lost. The ancient magic within the egg now threatens to break free, casting a shadow over every village and castle. Danger is rising, and the old order trembles. The fate of the realm hangs by a thread. Will the thief's act lead to unstoppable ruin? In the ancient land of Sorinth, twilight usually hid secrets in its soft, fading light. But on one fateful night, the calm was shattered. In the hidden vault of Orlith, a sacred chamber that kept the powerful dragon's egg safe, a mysterious figure crept silently. With swift, determined steps, the thief stole the glowing egg, a relic known to hold the magic that balanced the entire realm. For generations, the egg had been more than a symbol. Its gentle glow was said to calm storms and soothe troubled hearts. Many believed it was a precious gift from long-forgotten deities, entrusted to the keepers of Orlith to maintain peace across Sorinth. That night, however, the familiar light was snuffed out. The empty sanctum and the sudden loss of the egg sent ripples of shock and sorrow through every town and village. In the small village of Trembles, people gathered by modest hearths as word spread like wildfire. Neighbors exchanged anxious looks and whispered fears. Farmers who once toiled the land with hope now lifted their eyes to a troubled sky. The natural cycle that had long been in harmony was disturbed. Animals grew silent, and even the wind seemed to carry a note of mourning. Every whisper hinted that a great curse might soon befall them all. In the town square of Carinth, the elders met in haste. At their head stood Elder Marek, whose wisdom was known far and wide. His eyes, filled with a deep sadness, scanned the anxious crowd. "The egg has been taken," he declared in a calm but firm tone. "Its magic has long held our world together. Without it, darkness and chaos will soon be our only companions." His words sank into the hearts of the people, leaving them with a cold, uneasy feeling. High in the sturdy towers of Castle Carinth, guards exchanged troubled glances as news reached them. Among those who could not sit still was Sir Cordan, a knight celebrated for both his courage and his loyalty to the realm. Determined to restore the balance that had been so suddenly upset, Sir Cordan fastened his armor and set out on a quest to find the elusive thief and recover the stolen egg. Every footstep echoed his silent promise to defend Sorinth from the approaching storm of despair. As Sir Cordan journeyed through winding roads and ancient paths, more clues began to surface. Villagers spoke of a dark figure seen slipping away into the mist near the old market square. Others recalled a faint, lingering glow on the weathered walls of the temple long after the intruder had vanished. With every small detail, the tale of the stolen relic grew richer and more mysterious. The egg was not simply an object of power. It was a living symbol of the realm's destiny, and its absence was already being felt in every corner of Sorinth. For those drawn into the unfolding mystery, every piece of this tale matters. As the quest for the stolen egg continues and the land edges closer to chaos, follow along as each clue adds to this ancient riddle. Let your curiosity guide you further into a story where every step taken reveals secrets that may forever change the fate of Sorinth. Nature itself reacted to the loss. In the forests around Trembles, trees that had stood tall for centuries began to droop, as if sharing the sorrow of the land. Rivers that once danced over smooth stone slowed to a quiet, somber trickle. Even the air felt heavier, each breath burdened with an unspoken grief. The magic, once so carefully balanced by the power of the dragon's egg, now surged uncontrollably. In the rustle of leaves and the whisper of the wind, some heard the promise of a long-dormant power about to awaken. Across busy marketplaces and quiet halls alike, fearful questions arose. Who was the thief that dared steal such a mighty relic? What secret purpose drove his hand? Some claimed the act was not born of greed but was part of a darker, hidden plan. Rumors spread that the thief might be only a piece in a much larger game, a game orchestrated by an ancient force that had long been banished from memory. The very idea of such power returning sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened warriors. Days melted into nights as the search grew ever more desperate. Sir Cordan and his small band of loyal companions scoured old trails and hidden corners, hunting for any sign that might reveal the thief's identity. Every clue they uncovered was like a tiny spark in the deep dark, offering hope that peace could be restored. It soon became clear that this theft was not a lone act of rebellion. Rather, it was the opening move in a grander, more dangerous design that threatened to upend the world as they knew it. Deep within the dusty archives of Castle Carinth, scholars pored over ancient scrolls and weathered inscriptions. They found hints of an old prophecy, a prophecy that spoke of a time when the balance of magic would be broken by the loss of a sacred relic. According to these faded words, only a brave soul could mend the shattered bond between nature and magic. Though vague and open to many interpretations, one truth shone through. The fate of Sorinth now rested on a knife's edge, and the absence of the dragon's egg could herald disaster for all. Even as the people prepared themselves for the worst, small acts of bravery shone through the gloom. In quiet corners of the land, a group of villagers led by a humble shepherd named Davin began gathering supplies and sharing what little hope they had left. Their actions were a small light against the growing darkness, a reminder that even ordinary hearts could muster extraordinary courage when the future of their home was at stake. Yet, as whispers of dread and defiance filled every town and winding road, it became clear that the theft was only the start of something much larger. The ancient magic, once a gentle guardian, was now a wild, unpredictable force. The world of Sorinth teetered on the edge of a new and uncertain era, one where each passing moment might bring either hope or ruin. With the stolen relic gone, every soul in the realm held its breath, waiting for the next twist in this dangerous game. The land of Sorinth was changing, slowly at first, like a distant storm on the horizon. Then, all at once, it began with the sky. The once brilliant dawns and golden dusks turned dull, painted in hues of deep gray and violet. The sun, a trusted guardian of the land, seemed hesitant to rise, and when it did, its warmth felt distant, hollow. Birds, once filling the morning air with song, had vanished into the unknown. The people of Sorinth were left to wonder. Was the world itself mourning the loss of the dragon's egg? In the high halls of Castle Carinth, the scholars whispered of something far worse. They spoke of the prophecy of the first flame, a forgotten legend buried deep within the kingdom's oldest records. The prophecy foretold that should the egg be taken from its sacred place, the slumbering power within would awaken, not in the hands of its keeper, but in the heart of the one who had stolen it. Some feared that the thief, whoever they were, had no idea what they had done. The egg was no mere treasure. It was a vessel, a prison for something ancient, something waiting. If the thief intended to sell it, trade it, or use it for personal gain, they would soon learn the truth. The egg did not belong to them. It belonged to the fire within, and fire is never tamed. Far beyond the reach of Castle Carinth, in the desolate ruins of a forgotten kingdom, a lone figure walked through the mist. The stolen egg, pulsing with an eerie glow, was clutched tightly in his arms. He was neither king nor knight, not a noble warrior nor a scholar of magic. He was a man driven by desperation, by something deeper than greed or ambition. His name was Orin, and he had stolen the egg for a reason only he could understand. Orin's journey had been long, his steps heavy with the weight of his decision. He had heard the stories, the warnings. He knew of the legends that spoke of a time when dragons ruled the skies, their breath shaping mountains and rivers. But legends were for the fearful. Orin had seen the world for what it truly was: cruel, unkind, merciless to those without power. And so, when the chance had come to claim something beyond the reach of kings and gods alike, he had not hesitated. He had only meant to steal a future for himself. What he had stolen instead was something else entirely. A tremor ran through the earth beneath his feet. The egg in his hands grew hot, too hot. He dropped it, stumbling backward as cracks raced across its gleaming surface. The glow from within intensified, spilling out in jagged lines of fire and shadow. The air thickened, heavy with the scent of smoke and something older than time itself. Then, the egg shattered. The explosion was silent, but the force of it sent Orin sprawling to the ground. A wave of heat surged outward, igniting the dry grass, turning the cold stone beneath him to molten rock. He shielded his eyes against the blinding light, his breath stolen from his lungs. And then, the world changed. A figure rose from the smoldering remains of the egg. Not a hatchling, not a creature of flesh and bone, but something else. Its form was shifting, undefined, a swirling mass of embers and shadow. Eyes, deep and ancient, burned like twin suns in the darkness. When it spoke, its voice was neither whisper nor roar, but something in between, something vast, something knowing. "You set me free." Orin, still gasping for air, tried to rise, but an unseen force held him in place. He could do nothing but watch as the creature took its first breath in centuries. Far away, across the lands of Sorinth, the people felt it. A sudden, unexplainable silence. A shift in the air, a weight pressing against their souls. The elders in Castle Carinth fell to their knees. The knights of the realm gripped their swords, though none of them knew why. And deep within the forests, the rivers, the mountains, every living thing trembled. Because something had returned, something that should have remained buried. And as the first flames licked the edges of the world, Orin realized his mistake. He had not stolen a treasure. He had stolen doom itself.